a rise in no-fault evictions despite Labour's pledge to ban them. I'm going to read into this more from the Independent, you guys. So Labour has said in its election manifesto it would abolish Section 21 eviction notices immediately upon election, but the legislation is still progressing through Parliament. Can't come soon enough. The no-fault evictions cannot come soon enough. And I do feel like it's being dragged. Part of me does feel like that while, yes, of course, it takes time for legislation and whatnot to come through, I just feel like how much more longer do we need to get this through? Like, it's been stuck in the trenches under the Conservatives, and now it feels like it's stuck in the trenches by Labour here. And the reason why I feel like this way is because so many Labour MPs are landlords, and that's the thing that just grinds my gears about this. And the reason this is happening is because it's coming. Because the ban is supposed to be coming. But just like, how much longer do people have to go through this? It's just not fair. Landlords are screwing tenants over. They are so vile. They're so evil. So many landlords are so inhumane when it comes to the treatment of their tenants. They really are terrible people, landlords. So thousands of people had their homes sieged after receiving controversial no-fault eviction notice, despite Labour's pledging to abolish them, the new data shows. Labour said in its election manifesto it would abolish Section 21 eviction notices immediately after winning the election, and a year on and the relevant legislation still progressing through Parliament means that the ban is still not in effect. According to the Ministry of Justice, figures released on Thursday, 11,400 households received no-fault evictions by bailiffs in the year to June. 11,400 nasty landlords. The number of bailiff evictions is at 8% rise on the previous year, continuing a trend of heightened use of the notices. Housing charity Shelter said it is unconscionable that renters continue to be marched out of their homes by bailiffs a year after Labour's election victory. It warned that nearly 1,000 households could be evicted from their homes by bailiffs every month until the ban on the notice is finally put in place. 1,000 households a month. Section 21 notices grants landlords the powers to evict tenants from their properties at 2 months' notice without needing to give any reasons. The former Prime Minister Theresa May first announced the Conservatives' intention to abolish Section 21 notice in April 2019. Shelter described no-fault evictions as one of the leading causes of homelessness. Marie McRae, its Director of Campaign and Policy, said, "It is unconscionable that more than a year after the government came to power, thousands of renters continue to be marched out of their homes by bailiffs because of an unfair policy that the government said would be scrapped immediately. For far too long, tenants' lives have been thrown into turmoil by the ranked injustice of no-fault eviction at the whim of evil private landlords. Thousands of tenants are being left with just 2 months to find a new home, plunging them into ruthless rental markets and leaving many exposed to the riptides of homelessness." The government's Renters' Rights Bill, sponsored by the Ministry of Housing, currently in its final stage, is expected to pass before the end of the year or early 2026 at the latest. Alongside abolishing Section 21 notices, it would give tenants a 12-month protection period at the beginning of their tenancy, alongside increasing the notice requirement for landlords to evict on the grounds from 2 to 4 months. The bill would also provide protections against backdoor eviction, where tenants are effectively pushed out by above-market rents and increases, by giving them greater powers to challenge them. Housing charity Crisis has called on the government to bring forward the legislation and name a date for when it be implemented. Matt Downing, chief executive at Crisis, said, "Despite good intentions from the Westminster government, thousands of people are still being unjustly evicted from their homes and threatened with or even forced into homelessness. This is what evil landlords are doing, pushing people into poverty as a result." The new data comes after Labour MP Rushgar Ali recently resigned her role as a Homeless Minister. Following a report, she gave tenants a property she owed 4 months' notice to leave before relisting the property with a £700 increase in rent just weeks later. What a disgusting, terrible MP. Disgusting human being she is. Such a move would likely not be allowed under the Renters' Right Bill, which is set to introduce new protections for tenants, including banning landlords who evict tenants in order to sell their property from relisting it for rent for 6 months. A Ministry of Housing, Communities and Local Government spokesperson said, "No one should live in fear of Section 21 evictions, and these new figures show exactly why we will abolish them through our Renters' Right Bill, which is a manifesto commitment and legislative priority for this government. We're determined to level the playing field by providing tenants with greater security rights and protections in their homes, and our landmark reform will be implemented swiftly after the bill becomes law." But when? When is it going to become law? This is the question. Too many evil landlords are destroying people. They are literally destroying people's lives, throwing them out on the out on their ass. Yeah. When is it going to end? When is the suffering going to end for tenants? When are they finally going to have some goddamn rights? Far too many landlords are getting away with this. This needs to happen now, not whenever it's suitable for you guys. It needs to be done now. Too many tenants are suffering. Too many are being pushed out into homelessness as well. This government wanted to abolish homelessness. Well, it's increasing homelessness by not pushing this further. Because this is one of many reasons why people are out on the streets. Because of evil landlords who push them out, because they want more money from them. It needs to stop. People need to be given breathers and times. If they have to leave their property, they need to be able to move to another suitable one. They need these protections now. So why do you think Labour are stalling on this? Why is it taking so long? Why haven't they set a date? Let me know your thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. If you found this video informative and helpful to you, please hit that like button, share this across social media, subscribe if you haven't already. Do check out Rumble and Patreon for exclusive content. And if you want to financially support me and the work that I do here on this channel, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.